cow. We're finally doing it. Welcome to August Maniacs. We freaking did it. Maniacs, welcome. It is the year of Augustus Caesar, our Lord and Savior and dead Roman. And we are here to talk about video games and have fun. We are Salt Tier Podcast. We are probably the greatest video game podcast in the entire land where your argument is.
I was going to say oof to that one.
Oh.
Invalid go.
To Augustus Caesar?
Oof.
The greatest video game podcast. I mean, we're all right. I'm not trying to sell it short, but that's a lot of pressure.
Oh, okay. Well, then step it up. We are brought to you by Voodoo Ranger IPA, a delicious IPA line from New Belgium. They are B Corp certified, employee owned. Hashtag live rangerously. Check some of them out. I have not seen their summer flavors yet. Has anybody else done some investigation?
I have not.
I saw but could not purchase because I did not want the variety pack. But the variety pack has 2 flavors I have never seen or tried.
Really? What they got?
Yeah, I don't know. I was more invested in trying to find it like as bottles or as its own pack, but they only had it in the variety pack at Red Meyer.
That's understandable. Well, if you're just tuning in and just noticing who we are right now, I welcome you. Look at these fine, beautiful faces.
Oh, hey.
We're doing great. Yeah, but make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow. We're Salt_TierPod, Twitter and Instagram. So active. More than anything, we're on Twitch, YouTube, I guess Facebook, and other things. Salt Tier Podcast. Find us easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Welcome in, Elizabeth. She's in on our YouTubes.
What's up?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I've had a blast. And to guide us on this journey, we have the Risotto God on PS5.
Yay.
Hey, how you doing?
The one holding it all together. Yeah.
Let's party.
He plays Fortnite.
I like how he's just like slowly disappearing into the background, further and further away from the camera. Until
I know.
Suddenly he'll be nothing but a dot with a voice.
I know. That situation's gonna get figured out eventually.
I'll be 1 pixel with a lot of opinions over here.
Just a moving little pixel art.
I'll be the little T-Rex game when the internet goes out. A little T-Rex game that's in Chrome.
He's dead, Jim.
He's dead.
Anywho,
Took me way too long to realize that was a Star Trek reference.
That was that phrase got bandied about quite a bit when I was young, so I couldn't help but know that it was in Star Trek. It was everywhere.
It was everywhere, and my brain just never connected the dots. And then I was watching one of the newer films, and I was like, "Oh, God damn it!"
It was one of the newer films that made you realize that.
Yeah, I just like connect all the dots connected, and I was like, "I was raised on this. I should know."
Yeah.
My mom's a Trekkie.
Well, at least she wasn't there to see that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Word. All right.
Oh,
onwards and upwards, there.
Onwards and uppers. Aside from introducing the Risotto God, aka the region of Rigatoni, aka the Sultan of Spaghetti. Quick introductions. I am Loudnbrown, hashtag also Lucky Bandit, and quick introductions because we got a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Below me, with the bangs, we have.
Hello, it's me, Sage Bell. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Sage Bell, and other places it's SageBell_model. I haven't had to think about anything for a while. I was at Ren Fair, so I haven't even, and I was in Portland, so like I haven't even streamed for over a week. I'll be back Wednesday for a stream. I will not be on Tuesday. I am doing pictures for people to purchase. So we're going to the beach. I will have really stupid looking swimsuit photos because the swimsuit to me is very stupid. But
it's a stupid swimsuit.
It is a weird minimalistic style swimsuit that one of my patrons paid extra money for me to wear.
Okay.
So
I mean,
It-
I
it-
have that
it-
problem all the time. All
All
my
the time.
patrons are like,
it's gonna
"Hey,
make
you
me
gotta-"
it's gonna make me laugh as I wear it. So that's why I say it's gonna be stupid, because I'm gonna have a hard time like trying to be attractive in that thing. It's just
Oh,
like-
okay, I got you.
It has like a weird like panel where there's like under boob with it, and I'm just like, what? Why is it doing this?
The under boob panel.
Yeah, but it's still like a triangle, but it has an extra line underneath, so it's like I
It
don't
sounds-
understand.
It sounds like a superhero suit.
Almost, I guess.
It kind of sounds like that.
So yep. So I'll be creating more cosplay content in the next few weeks as well on my Twitch, instead of as many gaming streams, because PAX is coming up and I need to make cosplays.
Valid.
Content was good.
Yes,
Oh, look at that.
it has begun. I will
Results
be
here now with twice the boobs.
Yep.
twice the boobs. Yes, it's double boobs, one camera.
Our boob count went up by 100% right there. Nice.
Modesty, ma'am.
Mhm.
Okay, and to round out these this fearsome foursome over here, straight from the mean streets of Michigan, we have
Yes. Hello. This is the Saverings. If you're watching the podcast, you'll see below that I am drowning in gaming goodness. It's because I have been playing a lot of games. I won't go into them. One of them we'll talk about in a story, but I just wanted to bring this one up. I've been playing Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. And I
Oh,
played it-
really?
and I played it mostly on the Steam Deck, and it runs mostly good on the Steam Deck. It's got its little things here and there, but in general, it does run good. It's just a couple of things I run into, but it's pretty good. And I've only been really played it for, I think I have about 40 or 50 minutes on it, which was just me firing it up and just I tried out like the story mode and I tried some of the fighting and stuff like that. But I am going to return to it. That was all the hubbub on the podcast. We've talked about that game over the years. It's pretty good so far.
I love the character designs.
Yes, yeah, the art style, all that stuff, the animation, all that stuff's great. So yeah, and I like how there's a lot of characters too.
Yeah.
But that's just
Yeah.
one of many games
I'd-
I've been playing this week. We'll speak on another one coming up soon.
Cool. I'm proud of you.
All right.
Back to fighting games, baby. More
Yeah,
people
here and
playing
there.
fighting games.
More people cosplaying from fighting games.
That too. Just all of it, the whole thing. All right, Risotto God, what we got? Where you starting off today?
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we got so much stuff going on this week. I'm going to start with my favorite story of the week. Mostly, and I'm not my favorite because not just because I happen to like all the content that is wrapped around, but I'm also going to enjoy the inevitable shitstorm that comes with some of these games getting released and everybody saying how bad they suck. Because I have yet to see anybody who's just released everything they wanted to release and it all turned out good. Anyways, the point being is that hold on, let me bring this up. Man, I am not very
London.
good at this anymore.
London.
London took the night off, unfortunately. Disney's D23 event is going to include a Disney and Marvel game showcase.
Oh Lord, how did I not know this is
I
happening?
am looking forward to this because now that another game we're going to talk about later is out and I've had a chance to play it, I'm looking forward to some of the games in this mix.
Okay.
Mm.
From a
There's all
professional
kinds of
level.
stuff coming. Star Wars,
What's up?
Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, which I'm sure will be great because let's be honest, the Lego games for what they are pretty damn good games.
Yes.
Even if the Avengers game sucked all of the balls.
Yes. Roll back and play Lego Marvel Superheroes, the first one. That game is excellent.
Yes. In fact, we just started that one here at this house.
So
There's
good.
an Indiana Jones game, which is going to end up looking like off of Tomb Raider.
Mhm.
The Marvel
Uncharted.
Spider-Man 2 or Uncharted. Well, Uncharted was actually really good, though.
That
Yeah.
should-
The movie sucked. Let me just say that. But
yeah, I got a little review from my neighbor who's also a fan of the games, and he just watched the movie as well. So yeah, that'd
I
be
mean, it was, Wolverine, which I've got really high hopes for, but I think is probably
Sure.
going to be the biggest disaster of them all because it's really hard to do a good Wolverine game. Because nobody
Yeah.
cares about canon and whatever.
I'm waiting for somebody to mod Wolverine into Spider-Man on the PC.
Mhm.
And then, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is coming up next year as well. So we should see some stuff from that as well. I just think that this is great. I'm glad that they're being ambitious with the amount of stuff they're trying to do. But I just have the sneaking suspicion that there's going to be a couple of turds in the punch bowl.
Yeah, most possibly. It doesn't help that they're showing Midnight Suns here in the first one. This game's been delayed, like it just got delayed again, maybe like a week ago. So the one that they're showing has been delayed like 6-8 months already. So that's not good.
That's always a good sign. What are you talking about? Hey, to interrupt completely, but this is exactly what I want to hear.
What's up?
And we do need another streaming day. Saverings, ... Can you please live stream you watching this announcement and clown on them the entire time?
You know what? I've never done that before. So
it'd be so great. Just do it through our stream. It'd be fantastic. Or
actually, is this going to be something that's shown? Is this going to be something that's shown? Is this going to be on YouTube, or is this going to be like through some D23 members thing? Because you have to ask these types of things.
I'll probably stream it.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me ask London. Let me text her.
Marvel streamed a bunch of stuff from SDCC.
That's true, but this is the D23 thing, so this is usually like members only. Although I think it was right before COVID. There was some stuff that they actually showed from D23, and everybody's like, well, that's strange because they don't usually show that stuff. Like you hear about it and then you might see it later, but most people who are there or watching through a stream, it's usually like exclusive.
Funzilla says she'll watch and take the day off if she has to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So you doing the thing has been supported by.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. And I just found a link, and it says just announced. You can watch the Disney and Marvel game showcase on d23expo.com, D23 on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and Marvel Entertainment on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. It sounds like they want everybody to see this. And this is from d23.com, and it's saying this will be all new content from Disney, Pixar, Marvel Games, Lucasfilm, 20th Century Games, in addition to announcements from Disney Dreamlight Valley, Marvel's Midnight Suns. All the things that we were just talking about.
Okay.
So there you go.
That's very interesting because it's Marvel, but they're going to show the whole thing. So there's going to be Star Wars stuff and all that stuff on the Marvel channel. Okay. Okay. Well, then we'll have to look into that.
We certainly will.
Yep.
Right. Next up, in keeping with the theme of things that make me laugh today, there's a new game that is out that I'm extremely fond of because I am a big fan of wildlife taking their revenge on the humans. Because let's face it, we kind of fucking deserve it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But a developer is making a game about a squirrel gun that lets you run around and rob people. And I find this absolutely stunning.
Can we make that big for our viewers?
And the gun's got like double jump physics to it.
Give me your shit.
This looks amazing.
Like IRL, I don't think a squirrel could actually shoot a gun and not get like kersplatted because the recoil on some of those guns would just be.
And not only that, but it's like a matter of weight ratio. A squirrel weighs like 1 or 2 pounds.
A 5-ounce bird
exactly.
could not carry a 1-pound coconut.
And it's actually pretty funny. If you go to their Steam page where it says release date, it says good question. It doesn't have a date. It just literally says good question.
But we all are very aware that games kind of niches this can't have a bunch of runaway potential. You know, there was the Untitled Goose Game. There's now all the success with Stray.
There was
stuff like this people are all about.
Goat Simulator, which is what this kind of gives me the vibe of a little bit.
Yeah, you're totally right with that.
I like how that last clip right before it cuts looks like he's about to shove the gun somewhere unspeakable.
Yes. Maybe there's
a finish there. Right in the back pocket.
Anyway, I find this hilarious, and I'm looking forward to this, and I'll probably play this more than I should.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Hopefully it plays well on the Steam Deck. That'd be fun.
And if anybody else needs to know about other games involving a violent squirrel, it already happened on N64 25 years ago. Oh my
Conquer.
God, I am so old.
Yeah.
That's a real sentence I just said. It's
Mhm.
called Conker's Bad Fur Day. It was a mature rated platformer with fuzzy animals.
Yes. So think Banjo-Kazooie, but with potty humor. That's basically what it was.
I am the great mighty Pooh.
Yes. Yeah.
You're the great mighty tool.
Pooh. There was a
Yeah.
boss
Pooh.
level where you were fighting a pile of poo, and to battle them, you threw rolls of of toilet paper.
Yeah, to dry them up. And there was like corn and stuff in them. Yeah.
It was pretty gross, and it was extremely violent.
And it was on the N64. Nintendo signed off on that. They sure did.
Oh, Nintendo.
The same Nintendo who like 4 years earlier didn't want to put blood in Mortal Kombat, but you can blow up squirrels and fight a poo boss. Yeah.
Right?
I keep thinking you're talking about the leader of China.
Yeah. He's poo too. But he's poo with
A
H.
huge pile of it.
Yeah. He's both. So,
But
yeah.
anyway.
That's the Chinese government right in their poop hole.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that relate to China and getting screwed in the poop hole, and also guns. See, this ties in nicely with everything we're doing so far.
Ooh.
There is a development company called Unity, which makes engines to make video games, and they've decided they're going to get into business with the U.S. government to make things that kill people.
That's right. Unity is going to be working with the U.S. government, DoD.
Now, while I'm sure this is great for anybody who's invested in Unity or has a stock in Unity, is not so happy time for some of the developers who work there, because just last year there's some ethical concerns about Unity not being transparent about the work that they're doing, being used maybe perhaps to like kill lots of people, which not everybody is okay with, as it turns out. And I can't say I really blame them for being a little iffy about their work being used to murder, children, women, innocents, stuff like that. But government money's green too.
That's true. I think a lot of their technology is probably just going to be used for simulators. So they probably won't be using this directly to kill people, but it might be used to train people to kill people.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Which will then kill people. So, there's a fairly straight line there.
But also, I mean, they've been using simulators and stuff like that in the Army for decades now. So it kind of makes sense. I mean, you figure companies like NVIDIA, AMD, and stuff like that have government contracts. So I mean, somebody makes those chips in the cruise missiles. Like, is that IBM? Like, who even is that? So
I don't take much issue with it because, that's life. Anything we do can be used for bad,
And who's going to pass up a fat government contract too? So
listen, man, all them sweet dollars make people sleep easier at night. I mean, yes, you just slaughtered a village full of Afghani children, but
indirectly, I trained the person that did it.
You've got at least 2 cases of good beer in the fridge, so who cares?
I mean, you helped do it more accurately.
Yeah.
It's just really like the next logical step, like they make shooting games with the Unity engine. Why not just go and take the next logical step and just, I'm
actually waiting. There's 2 things I'm waiting for when it comes to video games and war that I cannot fucking wait for. The first is the first time they put out a video game that's like kind of like Ender's Game, where people think they're playing a game, but in real life they're actually killing terrorists somewhere.
Yeah, or they actually do like tests in games where like they'll take somebody, like how Gran Turismo, if you're like one of the top Gran Turismo players, like there's a chance like you could get signed and like they'll train you up.
The Last Starfighter.
Exactly.
Can we talk about The Last Starfighter? For those of you who don't know, early 80s movie, I believe. Was it early 80s?
Speaking of feeling old, yeah.
Yes, speaking of feeling very old. And the entire premise is this kid gets picked by aliens to help them stop the destruction of their world because he's the top player on this video game, and they give him a starfighter, and he goes and saves all the aliens because video games make you a hero.
The video game was a plant, like this empire that's at war, that's getting their butts kicked. They're like kind of the good guys. They plant these arcade machines around the place, and there was a kid who was really good at it, and they came and picked him up, and they put him in a ship, which was just like the game, and he fucking pwned everybody, and that's the movie then. He totally pwned everybody.
I mean, talk about foresight. The other thing that I really want to see in and this isn't necessarily video games, but more like streaming, is that I cannot wait until like terrorists and like freedom fighters on the battlefield are live streaming all their shit and asking for people to make donations for them to do something really stupid. Like, I'll blow up this whole village if you donate 5 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
There's some potential there. I think you can get some real stars out of this.
Like and subscribe. Yeah, all that stuff.
Like and subscribe as I plant mines along the road.
Mm-hmm. That's like the next step. That's like
the next.
Yeah, there's like a step in between. That's there though. So Unity got a defense contract,
baby.
And that is where majority of your video games are made from.
Yes.
Yeah. It's either Unreal or Unity.
What else do we have?
UDK.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, as some of you might know, you know what? Final Fantasy IV is kind of a big deal. And it's actually the only thing keeping Square Enix afloat, despite everything else going to poop.
Oh, 14, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he said 4.
Oh, I said 4?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm sure some people still play that, and we love them too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, if I was about to say 4 has kind of gotten a resurgence because they did like their remasters of the older games, so people are going back and playing those older games. Well, basically, if you would scroll down there, keep the boogie. There's like a chart down there.
A chart.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we have charts.
Keep going. All right, but bullet up for me. Yes. So basically, what we're looking at here is, and I'll make this quick. The purple is the single player games, the blue is mobile games, and the green is MMOs. And Square Enix does have a couple MMOs. They have a Dragon Quest X MMO, which was made by the director of that game was the guy who ended up saving this game. So there are 2 MMOs, Final Fantasy. Here, if you look here at the, hang on, let me pull my copy up here. So if you look at right here in the little boxes, so your HD games, and they have a little snippet. Sales did not reach the level of the previous year despite the release of multiple new titles. So these last few years, we've had the Avengers game. Woof. We had Outriders. Woof. We had Guardians of the Galaxy, which was actually really well received, but didn't really sell like gangbusters. What are some other stuff that they've had that Square Enix has kind of come out and just kind of flopped? They got rid of their North American studios. We covered that, Eidos and Tomb Raider and all that kind of stuff. So basically what you're looking at here is this is the third quarter for the last 3 years. So what you see here is the single player games have pretty much been chopped in half. It went from 34% of their profits to 12% of their profits. Actually, that's like a third almost. You have their mobile games. You know, mobile games. I mean, don't you guys have phones? It went from 30% to 33% to 27%. And here at the bottom, we have the MMOs. So you have 10%, 11%, and now 14%. That's their biggest growth right in there. And it's pretty much keeping, literally, see how it's on the bottom here? It's pretty much holding up the other two as they sink. That one's going up. And this is from the third quarter. This is after the last expansion came out, when you figure most people would have beaten the expansion and kind of gone the other way. It's actually been growing even more since then, which is kind of crazy to say.
I know. That said,
yeah,
that is a lot of blue.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of blue. I realize it's on the decline, but I hear what you mean. And yes, it is obviously notable that 14 is keeping them afloat. Good for 14.
That's kind of crazy. So yeah, a game that came out almost a decade ago now. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So that's about it. I thought that was a little interesting snippet. It was circulating, but I never really read it until earlier. Thank you. So yeah, what we got next there? Keep the book.
The only MMO I care about is Fortnite. That's not even an MMO.
That's a live service.
I'm a filthy casual, so what does it matter? Let's see. What else do we have going on that might be interesting for people that like the video game stuff? Oh, yes. If you happen to be in Asia, you can start getting your Steam Deck pre-orders.
Ooh.
Only now?
Yes. Yes. So far, it's only been in North America. And really just...
Damn, Valve, that is cold-blooded.
Well, they're...
What do you mean? It
really
only rolled out like a year ago.
Not even a year ago. That's what, April?
Yeah. Gotta prioritize in-house before you go out-of-house.
Yeah. You know, work out all the kinks and stuff. But yes, this is good news. These pre-orders are being taken right now. They have a partnership with Komodo, which is a big retailer in that region. And you can be able to pre-order it now in Japan, South Korea, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Ripped to the ladder, and Godspeed to the last one there. But yeah, that's good news. More selling, and this won't affect people who've already ordered and people that are buying theirs and stuff now. So that's good news. The more we see this roll out, the more support you'll see for things on Linux, and the more support you'll see for things on here, and the smoother it'll be. So that's great.
So for those of you who actually have a Steam Deck, which I think is just for us,
Yes.
Is the hype even close to justified?
Yes. And here's the thing. This thing it's still brand new. It's jank. It's got its jank. But when it does work, for instance, we're gonna talk about this later. Games like Spiderman run fantastic on here. I play Octopath Traveler on here. This is what I play Grand Blue Fantasy Versus with. So Ninja Turtles, I pretty much played and beat all the Ninja Turtles with 2 different characters on this. So for ideal cases like that, it's pretty awesome. Final Fantasy 14, I hear runs on here now. It installs and stuff. I can get in there, I select my guy, select my server, and then it kind of freezes up for me. So maybe they fix that, because there was a pretty big update about a day or 2 ago. But in cases like that, it seems perfect. It technically runs Stellaris, but the controls are kind of wonky, so I haven't really messed with it. But so far, I would say if you're used to PC gaming, if you're used to a little bit of jank here and there, trying to figure things out, things not always like lining up, yes, this is worth it. But if you just want to get like a Switch and just play your games, or used to playing a console, I'd say wait about a year. Wait about a year, because in a year this thing's going to be pretty solid, because they're making leaps and bounds already. So to answer your question, yes, it's worth the hype, but only if you know what you're getting into. So, but I love it. I use it.
That does not sound like it's worth the hype.
Not right now.
Sounds like it will be eventually, but not right now.
No, it is. It is. I would say get the $400 one, and you won't be disappointed. I'll put it to you that way. Like, don't spend and get like the $630 one, and just get the base one. You won't be disappointed. There's certain games on here that you're not going to be able to play, at least right now. But the ones that do play, it's worth it, because this thing is like a Switch on like steroids. It's pretty awesome. So. And according and actually emulation works on here too, so you can technically play Switch games on here.
Now if they just need to do the Nokia N-Gage thing and make that also a phone.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, so you could side talk out of it like the N-Gage.
Exactly.
Hello? Yeah. But keep the boogie. I would say if you're looking at you can't play Fortnite on here though. Fortnite doesn't work. So yeah. But if this thing play Fortnite, I would say if this thing play Fortnite, I would say definitely buy one. Keep the boogie. You would get your money.
Why does Fortnite? What? Why doesn't it?
And technically, the Epic Game Store does. There's some hoops you got to jump through. Fortnite doesn't work because the anti-cheat software that they use for Fortnite doesn't have a Linux version. So if you did install Fortnite on here and try to play it, you get instant banned, like before you even did anything, because the whole DRM thing, anti-cheat's not working. And it's like that with a couple other games that they can technically run on here. Like Destiny 2 could technically run on here, but their anti-cheat doesn't work, so you can't play it on here. But games like Apex and some other games work, Call of Duty, stuff like that.
Okay.
So
interesting and amusing, all kinds of ways.
Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. But when it does work, like I said, it's awesome. Spider-Man is awesome on it.
Well, okay.
What we got next? Yeah. What we got next?
My lurkers.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Yeah, fans.
Before we continue, I should be able to do a quick costume change. Hold on.
Yep. Got a costume change. Are we in between acts here?
Dun, 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 dun.
But I'm trying to think. What else have I played on here? Dragon Quest 11 plays great on here. Nino Kuni, which is one of the games I was playing, plays great on here. Control plays great on here. If you guys haven't played Control, have you guys played Control here in the group? Awesome game, especially for you, Bill. You like all those kind of like supernatural suspense and type stuff, and yeah, it's right up your alley. I think you'd like it. Keep the boogie, you would like it. Don't play it in front of the kids because it's freaky as hell.
Stott says he's played it.
Yeah, great game. It's worth all the hype. You saw it everywhere a couple of years ago, and I just started playing it recently, about 2 or 3 months ago. Worth all the praise. Great game.
Oh, what is
And that runs good on here too, which I was surprised because it's kind of a heavy game.
What's our next topic, my friends?
What we got?
Our next topic is one of our all-time favorites here. Not just on Saltier, but in the gaming world in general. Oh wait, Sage,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh no, I was just confused why we have a voice from beyond but no face.
Well, because his audio is still on, but
There he is.
Ah,
He had to get
there we
dressed.
go. We do have, however, have one more thing to talk about before we get into Vegas Browns' wonderful trip down to EVO.
Yeah, sure.
And that is, well, actually, this is kind of EVO related. As you all know, NFTs are such a huge, credible, well-regarded part of gaming.
Mhm.
And everybody
So
loves
credible. Everybody loves them.
Everybody loves
Every
them.
single
They
person.
have no complaints about them at all, which is why I think PlayStation is trying to figure out how people feel about them, because apparently they don't understand the obvious about how much people love NFTs in gaming.
And how much they add to the gaming experience, you know, like there's so much things that you can't do unless you have NFTs in your game. Anyway, so yeah, I brought this up because I know we got Loudnbrown, as well as some others. We're down there at Evo, and I was wondering if you guys saw this or if you saw like maybe what they're talking about. But pretty much this was a thing that you would do. You'd fill out and register for certain things to get a free T-shirt. And part of it was a survey about NFTs that you couldn't skip, and all the answers didn't have a "no, I'm not interested" type thing. So if you scroll down, there's an example of like the questions that they were asking there. But pretty much it was just like, which of these NFTs would you be interested in buying? You know, your favorite music artist, your Evo something. Like there was none answer. Like you kind of were forced to answer it. So people are shooting up their flares and talking about this and going, Sony, no, just no. Yeah. So, and this was happening at Evo. So this was what I thought I'd bring up for
Yeah,
discussion.
it was definitely a very, very small part of it that I didn't even detect. It might have happened during pools. I did see people. I'll talk more about it when, now that I have my hat on, baby,
Yes.
my visor.
Yes.
We talked about it when Sage Bell and I went in 2019. There is EVO pools as a contestant, and then there's the grand finals day at Mandalay Bay, and they are two different events completely.
two different
Yeah.
ticketed events.
Okay.
Yeah. So this sounds like something they would have the actual players do, because 9 out of 10 dentists exactly. Elizabeth. Oh, bye, Hot Riku Girl 16. Good night.
Have a good sleep.
Yeah, right. Don't you have NFT phones?
So I did not come up upon these, FYI.
Okay. I mean, I figured you hadn't, but yeah. They're trying to sink the NFTs. Stop trying to make NFTs happen. Just stop. Stop it, everybody.
My random NFT fact is that PacSun does NFTs now.
Wait, like the store in the mall?
Yeah, they hired some like influencer to be like their face and to help with their NFT growth.
Oh,
I've seen so many influencer videos who were like the spokespeople for NFTs. I've seen so many of them like days, weeks, months, years later. They're like, I hope you didn't buy those. Like, I only did it for a check. Like I didn't even know what I was selling. Like I hope you didn't. I've seen at least 5 or 6 people do that.
That's great.
Yeah. So
The art world's always been a scam to some degree. And this is just the newest version of it. I mean, there's no reason that somebody's paying $50 million for a Basquiat, but here we are.
yeah.
Moving of NFTs and things we hate into things that are fun and joyful. Loudnbrown, aka Lucky Bandit, aka my favorite Hawaiian.
And the most ultimate dice god ever. Holy
The most
cow.
ultimate god ever. Got back Evo. So what would you like to tell us, and what would you like us to learn about here, buddy?
First and foremost, tattooed chicken.
Yeah. Okay.
Tattooed chicken.
Okay, at least it's not a tattooed chicken upon you.
No, it might be. We'll see.
It's very meta.
I know. I was gonna say yet.
As part of the group, as part of the entire weekend, I went to EVO, everybody. That's Evolution Championship Series 2022, a fighting video game tournament in
Owned by
Las
Sony.
Vegas.
Owned by Sony, so
Nirvana,
you
owned by
gotta have
Sony.
disclaimers.
Yes, and I'll talk about that even more. That was actually very interesting.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that wasn't the complete and only purpose of the trip. We also went to the Meow Wolf, art installation, and that's where I got the tattoo chicken. It was great. It actually reminded me a lot of the Bethesda party at Mohai. It was every foot or so you would look, and a different piece of art was super handcrafted for you to experience and be part of this overall installation. It was very well thought out. Highly recommend if you ever have a chance to go to Meow Wolf, do so. Right now they're just in Wolf. They're currently just in Denver and in Vegas, and the Vegas one is notably known as the Omega Mart.
Did you miss the flooding? Because Vegas is like kind of semi underwater right now.
I did miss the flooding.
Okay.
They got some rain and it's very humid, but I think they're going to be fine. I mean, it's dry, but oddly enough, I went on a run and I looked at the end of the run. It's like 1,600 feet of elevation. It's kind of up there.
Yeah, where you're going.
Yeah, I did like 3 miles and I felt like I did like 8. It took a while. I had to take a couple breaks. So aside from that, and Keith the Boogie. I don't know if you maniacs know this at home, but Keith the Boogie has a history of cooking and chefing. And I went to Chef Roy Choi's restaurant, Best Friend. C'est magnifique. Highly recommend. If you could get the chef's table, please do so.
What'd you get?
Also,
what'd you eat?
Oh, everything. Whatever. Our buddy Momar ordered everything. We had a lot. That's not the point. Unless you're talking about Ignis from Final Fantasy 15 or Cooking Mama. The point is, while I was doing those things in Las Vegas, I went to EVO, and it was fantastic. If we hit that first link, we're going to go see the main results for the event. And I am a little furious that someone made it into the top 8 of Guilty Gear Strive, because he has been a villain in many different games, and somehow he creeped his way into Guilty Gear. Leffen, Team Solo Mid, got 3rd place. He didn't even kind of do good. He almost won everything.
That's salty, bruh.
Dude, but you know what? I love when there's a villain, and right now, Guilty Gear doesn't have a villain. Everybody's really nice. Notably, some other known people that I've been following. The Nagoriyuki player, his name is Hotashi. His sponsor is Moist.
Yes.
That was pretty great. Daru Ino is an old school 20-year veteran player of all the Guilty Gears. He's been playing since Guilty Gear X. He showed up and showed the kids what's up with his Eno and sent so many people home. He was able to get up in 5th place. Sadly, I watched the entirety of Top 8, and there was not a femme to be seen, which is unfortunate because I know a lot. Like this game has a lot of mass appeal, and I was hoping we would have the luck that we do in Tekken and in, top 64 Street Fighter. But Tekken seems to be the only game that consistently has, femmes and women like in it, like sponsored and kicking ass.
I had someone make top 300. That was one of my female streamer friends.
Oh, tight. Yeah, that's tight. And on these lists, you may or may not see them. Other notable people are Latif, who used to be a well-known Street Fighter player from I forget who, but when he showed up in the top 8, he had no sponsor. It was like the biggest deal. Like, who is this guy? And a lone, unsponsored chip player named Bean, who made top 8.
Bean.
Awesome. He was very, very good. Sonic Fox made top 17. Top 20 or whatever this number is. Top 24. And no one else I really recognize. The Strive world is a little different from the rest of the anime fighters world, but they have fantastic names. And like Garlic Bread and Idom, who's a Street Fighter player. So there's some notable ones, but in the top 8, it went to Umisho playing Happy Chaos, who was quite honestly an infuriating character to look at. I actually don't like that way of playing at all. But it was a very diverse top 8. Good news for everybody. Tempest NYC had a big crowd rooting for him. He played Leo, who is a very like mostly honest play style. It's just somebody with really hard, good wake up game and high low on Oki, and he plays a character named Leo. It's cool. And so yeah, you got Mei, Nagoriyuki, Ino, Happy Chaos, Leo, Chip, and 2 Zato 1 players because Zato 1 is pretty strong. Moving on to Street Fighter 5. Also, extremely diverse top 8. You know, we had Juri Dalsum, Rashid Seth, Guile, Urian, Luke, another Rashid, Laura Poison, Colleen. Like almost no duplicates, no mirror matches. And we came in, we stayed for this because we saw the top 8 and we had Tokido, we had Daigo, we had Oil King, who's very, very well known. And from America, we had Idom, who was like the world's best Laura player. And he almost won everything. It was a super, super hot grand finals, and Kawano was able to take him down. Idom reset the bracket and everything. Fantastic job to everybody. None of my guys that I personally love in Street Fighter made it to top 8. Smug made top 24. Punk made top 24, although I hate his style. And who else? I'm sorry, Luffy made it from France, which is kind of tight. And Problem X made it from the UK. Still, like a lot of very notable people that I recognize. Ryan Hart holding it down. That guy's just never going to be bad at the game. He just knows how to play. Like every new version of this, he just figures out how to not be garbage. Like he will at least rub up at you. And Kawano made top 64 in a completely different game, which is bananas, right? Different Kawano. An unsponsored Kawano. Why are there 2 Kawanos? Anyway, moving on to Tekken. Woo! The hottest top 8 of the entire weekend.
Always.
They brought back the old man Knee came in with pretty much the only Feng player in the top 16. Feng is not very easy to use. And half of it was just beating Geese and Akuma players because like they're just so strong in this game. Notably Super Akuma and Mio Il, the Akuma and Geese on the top 8. And also Khan. But Arslan Atch swapped his main to Zafina, and he did such a great job, but he just couldn't he couldn't handle
I
the
was
shenanigans.
Watching the finals, and I watched the first round for first and second because then he lost and had to go against Arslan, and I was just like, I was so ready to watch the Arslan Ash match, and then I got picked up to go to Portland. So I was like, no, I don't know how it went. And I was sad because I wanted to see him go duke it out.
Yeah, and a lot of people really, really wanted Arslan Ash versus Knee, but notably, and this is freaking awesome, Arslan Ash's training partner beat him in losers finals and went on to face Knee, who ended up beating him. Freaking, it's like that's the same. That's the thing that just does not happen. It doesn't.
Yeah,
like,
and
training partners, they're good, but they don't make top 8. But that's how strong Pakistan is. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say that's the fun part is like Tekken has Pakistan. It was like Pakistan and Korea. I think it's the top 4.
Yeah, Pakistan. So it's Korea, Pakistan, Korea, and then Super Akuma. Also, where is he from? Nope, don't remember. And
that's all I remember is the top 4.
And then notably Rang Chu swapping during top 8 and picking Panda, which everybody loved. Fantastic to watch. I'm sad Anakin didn't make it higher. Anakin is from Team RB, one of the best Jack 7 players. And JDCR didn't even make top 8. He was on Druganov. He made 13th place. If you go a little lower, you see some more people that you can kind of recognize. Oh God, I got to go lower. Oh no, I guess that's it. Sorry, it was just JDCR that I was looking at. JDCR, Anakin, and that's it. And after that, we go through, all the other games that we kind of watch. King of Fighters, Great. I don't know any of these people. Didn't really
Were
pay
you
attention
even
to it.
awake during the King of Fighters tournament?
Oh yeah, we made it. We made it to grand finals.
You made it?
Yeah.
Wow,
me
you made
and-
it to the first round? I'm proud.
Yeah, me and Mike made the losers final, winners final, losers final, grand finals. We made the whole last brackets of King of Fighters. It was great. But
Last time I don't think we barely made it.
yeah, we were great. And if you keep scrolling down this, Keith the Boogie, they had bananas side tournaments. So yes, they had Grand Blue Fantasy, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. They had Mortal Kombat, where very few people placed in many games. Sonic Fox is probably the only name that pops up in more than one title.
Mhm.
But they also had Melty Blood, Skullgirls, Multiverses, DNF Duel, Guilty Gear Xrd, Rev 2 for the old school players, and Accent Core Plus, Under Night, UMVC 3, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Samurai Showdown, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, which didn't have any of the old heads in there somehow. Soul Calibur 6 was in the house, MVC 2, like and if you keep scrolling, they get even crazier. They played Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. They played
Hell yeah.
Good
yeah,
game.
they played Eternal Fighter Zero.
I mean, you got to
Aqua-
make up for your lack of Nintendo.
Yeah.
And they
And
did.
and then that's where I'll end this little portion. I had great watching the finals. It was cool. I was drunk. It was fantastic. But on their highlight reels, they would show clips of Smash finals. So I don't think that it's impossible for them to show up again in the future. Like, there's no reason that why they wouldn't like. Why would they show a hype reel of a game they don't plan to ever carry again?
Which would be crazy to have a Nintendo game at a Sony sponsored event or at a Sony owned event. Like that's just another like dogs and cats living together right there. But we've seen plenty, so why not?
Well, that's that. But moving on to some news that happened, some releases and announcement that happened during EVO. If you're polite enough and patient enough, I mean, to stay in between games. You know, I didn't do a link to this, but you know, King of Fighters announced the next season and that they're bringing back one of the older games. It's rollback netcode, and we'll see. They're apparently going to work on a sequel to Gorar Mark of the Wolves, which you know has a pretty gnarly fan base for that people are excited for, and we'll see. We'll see. King of Fighters is kind of weird. I just wanted them to do a SNK versus Capcom crossover. Is the best version of King of Fighters. But moving on.
Sage Bell, you look like Joe Valentine.
Okay.
So,
Resident
Maniacs, after the Street Fighter finals, we don't need sound for this, but I'll make sure. Oh, can you make that? Oh, yeah. Can you make that bigger, please? New characters being dropped are so thoughtful and cool. This is Kimberly, the like 13th disciple of the Bushinryu. So we're talking about Guy from Final Fight. She's the next in line after Maki from Final Fight 3. Black girl, dope hair. They really implement like, you know, Ninja Smoke with her graffiti cans, and it's actually pretty clever. You know, check it out. They have this whole splatter thing going on instead of smoke, which is what they did on Street Fighter 4. And she's a black ninja, and she's dope. Yes, Tekken did it first. Tekken almost always does it first. But very
her
clever.
hair's fun.
Dude, her character design is so great. And the one thing Street Fighter is pretty good at is the way people dress has everything to do about their play style. Like, she's fast. She wears stuff that's lightweight and moves a lot. And then, oh, you can keep it open because there's another announcement. Then this motorcycle showed up and the arena went bananas. They did the Akira slide and you saw the feet and people would not shut up. Korean goth girl back in the house so hard. And they just went full, you know, just dom mommy on her playstyle and attitude, and it's freaking great. And I didn't realize how much of a fan favorite she was. People love Juri.
I remember when she first came out, like cosplayers were all over that.
And yeah, people are gonna have fun. We'll see. it looks like it's going to be a pretty fun game. It kind of depends on who's in charge of development. You know, we don't have Yoshinori Ono anymore. We don't have any of the old heads that were making Third Strike CVS2. They all retired. So this is clearly not a game for the old heads anymore. All of the new characters they're announcing, like, wear streetwear. They're
That's
young.
hilarious, Loudnbrown.
Yeah,
because I was just thinking that I was looking at this and it made me like flashback to like Tekken 7 and stuff, and like for a split second I was like, what the fuck's even happening in here? Like, what, all these explosions, oh, like the old heads.
It's exactly what they did with Third Strike. So Street Fighter 4 and 5 were pleasing us. They're like, let's give them all the characters they miss and all the lore, and that's what they did with Street Fighter Alpha. That's what they did with, you know, the Versus game like CVS2 and stuff like that. When they did Third Strike, they were like, new game, new people, hip hop, like urban settings, you know, just brand new game system. They didn't care.
Hold up. Is that the new Street Fighter symbol? Is that the actual symbol right there in the background?
Yeah. Did you notice what they've done with the logo and why they went with that?
Yeah.
So they showed the V and it did a 90-degree turn, and it's like a thing that can treat itself as several. And don't pull up anything. You've already talked about the logo being
Stock art.
A stock art.
Yeah.
But now that you look, like, you know, as a designer, you look closer at this, they chose this hexagonal shape so it could be more than one thing. Like, yes, it says SF. If you look at this way, you turn it to the right, it has VI at the bottom. And I'm like, it's pretty clever, actually. There's like a lot of intent there.
There you go.
And I'm into it.
And that's
Smart
why
people there.
And that's why the other thing got picked on, because it's like, yes, like do something like this. And I guess the other one was like a placeholder or something. But anyway, this looks better.
And they listen. You know, Street Fighter's always been really smart about that kind of stuff. All right, and then moving on to the next announcement. And I don't know if it was as loud as Jury. And I tried to timestamp it. And if we could be quiet for a little bit and listen to the audio on this, it's worth listening to. Oh. Or is this not how that works?
I think he actually has YouTube muted.
Oh, he's muted. That's the problem.
I like the browser, I think, is muted.
There we are.
Do you need it at the 8-minute mark?
Oh, yeah.
I know that, but like I'm on the middle of something. It's okay right now.
I mean, you move this to the 8-minute mark, I believe. Oh, no, it's only a 2-minute video. Or is it a 2-hour video?
Oh, you're on the last one. That's a minute 25. Wrong thing. There you go. So that crowd reaction and those maniacs over there, that is Dragon Ball Z Fighters getting announced for rollback, which is a huge deal. It's kind of the only reason, even as a hardcore fan, that Guilty Gear was so popular is it launched with the rollback netcode during COVID. And Dragon Ball was insufferable to play. Thank you. We don't need the sound anymore. I love you. It's such a big deal, and it could be a completely new resurgence. They're announcing this the same month that the new Dragon Ball Z movie is coming out. I think it's going to be, it might be a completely new restart on this. It's basically more than announcing just a new season. Like, it's going to be hot news. And lastly, for EVO would be the announcement before that. Oh, that's weird. No, this is something else. I don't know what video you picked up. There was an announcement. at 8 minutes. Is this the right one? Sorry, I'm like talking so much, but I'm trying to see if this is the right. Oh yeah, this is it.
She
And
just
this
looks
one
exactly
does
the
need
same.
sound. It does need sound. Full screen, please.
Oh, we bring him back. Oh yeah. As it freezes. There we go.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, wow. The sound's so weird on this. Well, anyway, Animaniacs listening at home or on the phone while driving. Bridget got announced for Guilty Gear Strive. The crowd went bananas. Like I said, not as much as Jury, but it was less people than Jury. Guilty Gear had the most entrants, but it didn't have the biggest crowd. Tekken and Street Fighter were really close for the biggest crowd, but the Guilty Gear crowd stayed the entire top 8 and for all the announcements. And they announced Bridget is coming back, and it's fantastic. What are your thoughts, Sagebell, on Bridget finally coming to Guilty Gear Strive?
Bridget is actually the only new game character announcement I knew about. I did not hear about anything else. So I did not hear about Jury. And we all Bridget's the only thing I knew coming out of EVO. Oh, and that Tekken announced nothing.
Oh, they did and they did. They didn't and they did. Just as a dog tag for the rest of this, Tekken announced nothing except for patches and stuff, and at the end the screen went blank, and it showed a scene from the ending of Tekken 1 of Kazuya smiling, and the screen flickered and it showed brand new animation of a way more high def, way more detailed laser eye Kazuya smiling and says, "Get ready," which is
true Tekken fashion.
Yeah, in true Tekken fashion, Harada's way of saying Tekken 8's coming out, and he doesn't have to tell you when. He doesn't have to tell you in what aspect. You just have to wait because he doesn't owe you shit, because that's how he rolls. And that are all of my EVO announcements, my loves. Thank you for dealing with all that. But yeah, Bridget, Jury, Kimberly, Tekken 8. Good Lord.
Yes.
Hit it, Risotto God. What are we up to now?
That's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, closing statements. Wait.
Closing statements.
Oh, I guess not closing statements. Oh, do what you want.
Hello, what?
No, it is closing statements.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
My closing statement is I have none.
Oh, okay.
I'll just diagonally jump in. So I have a friend who is at EVO. He competed. He was also part of the not Guilty Gear. What's the other one? Skullgirls booth. His company announced that they are in progress of making a game, and so they put out their trailer. And so you should all look forward to eventually a anime style fighting game called Burning Souls. And my announcement is to put that on your radar, and I will see you on Wednesday for regular gaming. Twitch, Sagebell, Twitter, Sagebell, Sagebell_model for Instagram and TikTok. And that's what I got for you.
Uh-oh. Someone's mic is off, you ding dong.
Yep, you're muted.
That's fine. I was just saying I was getting knocked out in Spiderman.
Oh,
I got destroyed.
I didn't realize we need to ban someone in our chat here. Sorry.
We have to ban someone in our chat. Okay. Anyway,
just our Twitch had a spam.
You know what? Like, I think that shows that we made it. If somebody takes the time to spam us.
All right.
I think we made it.
I mean, unless you know that name I just banned, but
I don't know.
All right. Closing statements. Save rings. ... Please and thank you.
We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us this week. Everybody be safe out there. Enjoy the embarrassment of video games we have out there, and stay out of trouble. Kick it over to a dynamic Sage Hunter Bell.
I already did that.
Did it. Pay attention.
Oh, you did yours?
He was too busy
next?
getting knocked out to pay attention.
Yeah, I was getting beat up by a common street thug.
Okay.
All right.
So if not
Sure.
Sage Bell,
It's up to you.
I'll kick it off to myself because he's
Yeah,
playing
what you got,
games.
Loudnbrown?
Hi, Maniacs. This is Loudnbrown, also Lucky Bandit. Closing statement is please pay attention to your local video gaming community. We're not only talking about in-person competitive, but we're talking about local devs. Everybody's going to need a little bit of help. Also, if you're sly and clever, you could probably maybe sneak your way into working a booth at PAX and getting in for free, getting that exhibitor badge, having a lot of fun. Do so. In addition to following Salter Podcast, also follow Bonus Round GGs. They are making waves and doing cool stuff. And I hear they, Goon P&W made some friends during EVO, took photos on the main stage at Mandalay Bay, kicking ass, leveling up. Follow all of them and kick ass, be kind to each other. And that's all I got. Thank you. And the outro from Risotto God.
We're out. I love you all.
Word.